Okay, so um, here is the a couple problems for section 8.2. 8.2, you're doing the same thing on all the problems. Actually, there's nothing you're doing any differently. It says you're doing something differently, but really for 14, you're going to use words to describe it and then write out the rule. And then for the rest of them, you're going to just write out the rule and then find a term. So each of them consist of you doing the same thing, which is finding the rule. So we'll walk through that. But the first thing is just to describe this in words. What's happening? Well, what's happening is um, I'm going from 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, so I'm adding 2 each time. And that's the key, is that this is arithmetic, and arithmetic is a sequence where you add the same thing over and over again. So in words, add 2 to each term. Okay. Now, the next part is figuring out what in the world, okay, the rule for this is. What's a formula for this guy? The book has this process, we went through this in class, where they think of this as a table. So this is the term, this is the number. So in the first term we get 2, for the second term we get 4, for the third term we get 6, and for the fourth term we get 8. Okay. And what we want is we want a rule where if I plug 1 in for t, the number I get back is 2. Now the rule we have is the number is the difference times the term, which is t, plus the first term minus the difference. Okay, that's kind of confusing, but that's the formula we talked about in class. Now the reason is this. I really have to find what we call, and this is weird to say it, but the zero term. That's what this guy represents right here in this formula, is the zero term. Now how do I find that? Well, if I'm adding 2 to get to here, adding 2 to get to here, adding 2 to get to here, I need to think of what did I add 2 to get to 2. So I subtract from the first term the difference. Well, what's 2 minus 2? 0. Okay, so n equals the difference. Well, the difference is 2 times the term, that's just the letter t in this case, plus the first number minus the difference, well, that's 0. And then what the book does is it would clean this up and say, oh, well, that's really just 2t. So that's part 2. There's the rule for the sequence or the formula. In words, we're just adding 2 to each term. Oh, I forgot to put the 2 up there. Adding 2 to each term. Yeah. Okay, then now number 24 is the next one I want to go through. It's the exact same thing. Except for this time I'm not going to describe in words, although it doesn't hurt to do that. In fact, it's odd. I didn't realize this now. I'm doing the same thing as the previous one. I'm adding 2 each time. Okay, so that's the difference. Adding 2. Now, if I go back to again that table, the first term is 7, the second term is 9, the third term is 11, the fourth term is 13, and so on. But what I really need to know is, what was the 0 term? Well, if I added 2 each time to get to here, what did I have to add 2 to get 7? Well, subtract 2 from it real quick. That gives me 5. So the number is the difference times t plus the 0 term here. Sorry, hopefully that was showing up on the screen that I subtracted 2 and got to 5 to get to plus 5. There's our rule, our formula. The second part says, okay, find the 33rd term. What that means is let t equal 33. Two times 33 is 66 plus 5, 71. So I could list them all out, or there we go. There's a little formula for it. Okay, so hopefully that helped. If not, come in sometime before class or after school, and I will be more than willing to help you out as best I can.